Hello and welcome to TV 35 WDIG, and I am your host, Carolyn Walker. Wow, it's been a long time. So much has taken place since you last saw this face on TV 35, but they've been busy and moving right along. It has been, like I just said, so much going on, and I'm telling you, a lot of changes. Things have changed, and I know you're tuned in to the news with all the activities and events that are going on. And yeah, we're affected by it as well right here in Lawrence County. And the coronavirus has just about changed everything, or life as we know it. So we're having to revamp and learn different methods and of how to cope and move along in life, and with the safe distancing and wearing the mask, and oh my God, it has been so overwhelming. If it has been overwhelming for you, I know it has for me. But we learn to cope, and we have to be very careful now. And wearing the mask, sometimes I feel like I'm in a foreign country. You know, it just hurts my heart. Sometimes I pull up when I'm out to get essentials or run an errand or something, and you have to mask up and put on your gloves and stuff of that nature. Sometimes I just sit in front of the building where I'm going to conduct the business, and I just look at the people going by with the mask, and it just kind of make me feel some kind of way. You know, I've actually sat in my car and cried because of the sight, the view that you have now. It's no longer people are going about their business. Some are abiding by the, policies that are set in place now, and some are not. But, those of us that are trying to be cautious and take the necessary measures to safe distance and wear the mask and stuff, then, we just have to stay focused. Some days I just don't want to be bothered. And then not only that, having to stay in place, staying in the house, that is really, it can get to you. So you have to learn to be creative and work in your garden or the projects that you had started, or mentally got in mind some things that you may have mental thoughts about. You can get those projects, jumpstart them, and get them going now. Is a great time because, even though a lot of businesses are gradually opening back up, a lot of people still not at work. They're working from home. Could you ever imagine that? Pretty much every type of business that we need to conduct now, we have to do it virtually. So I'm telling you, if you're not computer savvy, this would be a great time to take some classes, to try to learn the ins and out of computer, so that you wouldn't be so illiterate, computer literate, and even with your cell phones, your smartphones, you can learn to use those more. It's a lot of things that you could do that you hadn't been doing. And as with me, I got a lot of housework projects going on, and working toward that. And so it's a lot of things that you can do around the house to occupy yourself. If you're a gardener, like I love to be outside gardening, you can work in your garden. And, we just wave at my neighbors now. We don't, talk close up anymore. And even if we do, we just kind of talk across the yard at each other. So there are a lot of things. Traveling, I wanted to travel so much this year, but I'm just not going to. I'll wait. Had a lot of little things in mind that I wanted to complete, and of course that meant interacting with other people. So I had to put all that on pause. So, depression is real. I fight depression with this thing, and if you feel like you're just not coping very well, call somebody. Make sure you call somebody and talk about it, because we have to continue to communicate, even though we can't do it kind of in person. And even, like I say, if you do in person, just make sure you're standing your 6 feet. And it's just so much going on. I feel so bad for the 2020 graduates. I had a grandson graduate this year from high school, and unfortunately they did not have the graduation ceremony, but they had a little gathering for him in Atlanta. I couldn't go because, you know, I'm just not traveling very much during this period of with all that's going on with the coronavirus. So I watched it virtually, and they did their safe distancing, and just had a good time trying to embrace him and let him know that he's important, even though they can't have the group setting. So it's just so much going on. They couldn't go to prom. They couldn't do anything. So since March, it's just been, you know, it was time for the St. Patrick's Festival last time you saw me. So imagine that, what all has taken place. Life as we know it has not been the same. And sometimes I wonder, will it ever be, or is this the new normal now with the virtual means and methods of communicating? So we just have to grin and bear it, as I have been doing, because it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all, but, you know, you have to make adjustments when it's time to do so. So thank God for the ability to adapt and adjust, and you know, it's pretty okay for the young people because that's their method of communicating anyway. But for us older people, you know, the older you get, it's kind of hard to want to make changes to that degree. This has been a lot, you know, big thing to adjust to for older people, and but nonetheless, we either get on board or we get left. So I'm not getting left. I'm pretty computer literate. So stuff I don't know, or I get stuck, I figure it out, or I call somebody. But anyway, this is the way of the world now. So we have to just jump in and keep going and make the best of it. I'm going to pause right here for a commercial break. I'll be right back.
I'm Glenn Register with Hometown Supply, and we want to remind you that through these tough times that we are here for you. We stand ready to assist you with whatever you may need, from appliances to hardware, from lawn and garden supplies to tires and batteries. We are here for you. Come in to Hometown Supply and let us help you today, or call us at 272-0345. We can help you select whatever meets your needs, and we will deliver it right to your home or office. We offer in-house financing to fit your budget. This is our community, you are our neighbors, and we're in this together. Just remember, you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
The Market on Madison is just a wonderful place to get out on Saturday mornings, get your cup of coffee, even though things with that has even changed. They're only allowing 20 people at a time inside, one person in the restroom, and you don't touch the vegetables. The vendors will pick the ones that you point to and bag them up for you. So you can't go touching those beautiful, smelly, amazing fragrance vegetables and things. And you know, that's just the way it is now. And don't kind of take away from the free flow of everything. But again, like I said earlier, we learn to adjust and adapt. And it doesn't affect the taste and the flavors of the amazing fruits and vegetables out there. You got watermelon, peaches, eggs, fruits. Oh my God, just a plethora of all kind of wonderful, healthy items out there. And then you have the jellies, the arts and craft. They have pillows, t-shirts, bath and body soaps. It's just a whole lot of stuff out there. So make sure you set your alarm clock early for Saturday morning, like 6 o'clock. That way you can, 6:30, get your coffee and you know, let your dog out or whatever you got to do. But make sure you're headed toward Market on Madison and get some of those amazing vegetables. And then, you know, like I said, they're letting 20 people in at a time. So you still get a chance to run into some of your friends and your neighbors. And of course, everybody's masked all up with gloves or whatever don't look the same. And a lot of times you can't recognize people, but you kind of do. I don't know. It's something about the eyes. You can look at a person that's all hidden behind the mask, and you can recognize them just by their eyes, or certainly if they start talking. So a lot of times you look back, somebody calling you, or if they recognize you, and you look back and they're all masked, and you go, who is that? But if they start talking, you can identify who they are. And Marketing on Madison is taking applications for vendors. So if you're interested in selling your products that you have, or if you make blankets or quilts or cookies or cakes or whatever you make, you can contact them. And the information is 478-272-2560 or info@dtdublin.com. info@dtdublin.com. And the Marketing on Madison is located at 314 Academy Avenue, right here in Dublin, Georgia. So you got folks coming through, or just passing by, make sure you let them know. Let's go out to the market and get some of those wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables and goodies they have out there. So there we have it. The market is still open up until October. So like I said, everything is virtual nowadays. Who would have ever thought? Would you have ever thought that this is the era we're living in? And not to mention about all of the Black Lives Matter events and the rallies that are being held countrywide. I mean, nationwide. It's like, oh my God, it's just all over the world. And it's a lot of things that needs to be dealt with. And people are wanting recognition and attention, and some changes have to be made in this world in order to, for everybody to feel that they're equal, that they're being treated equally and fairly, and we got to make some changes, folks. And but you know where the change began with all of this? With you. You can have rallies, you can protest, you can chant, but if the change does not start with the person's heart, it's really just all in vain. They'll be out there talking and as if they're supporting these things that need to be changed for the better of manhood. If they're just out there for recognition or whatever, attention, and their heart isn't right, it is all in vain. It starts right here, people. Don't be deceived by all of what you see and what you hear, because you can make the mouth say anything. You can make your mouth say anything. You can grin in a person's face and just hate their guts inwardly. But if your heart isn't changed, there really will not be any change. I mean, you'll see some difference in the laws and stuff, but the heart has to be changed. And we need to, know that we're all in this together. There's no big I's or little U's. It's just all of us on God's green earth. And I'm so thankful that He has no favor of man. He loves us all equally, red and yellow, black and white. We're all precious in His sight. So let's just learn to change our heart. And I'm not going to preach, but as I say, when I'm prompted to speak, I speak. There's a particular verse I love, and I actually quote this to myself every morning. Create in me, O Lord, a clean heart and renew the right spirit. So when you invite that into your morning, your day, it makes a difference, because what you're saying is, I want to be an example. I want to, be a representative of what's right, and just make it impact my heart so that it can come out, because what's in the heart really will come out eventually. I have a page that I write on when I'm prompted, again, by the Spirit, and it's called Inside Exposure. So I write about stuff because what's in you will come out. So I was given that title, and I write on it. So I'm not going to carry on too much about that, but just know changes have to be made. People are angry and they're expressing themselves, some not in a good way, and some are trying to do it the right way. But nonetheless, it is a lot of anger out here in the world. So be careful. Be careful what you're going in and you're coming out. And we're up here. It's a lot going on this month, and this is June 2020, and we're going to celebrate a lot this weekend. Juneteenth is upon us, and there will be some events going on at Southern Pines this weekend, matter of fact, sorry. And if you want to go out and celebrate Juneteenth, it's a lot going on out there. Vendors, games, and all kind of fun things. You know, people are trying to social distance as much, but we got to live, you know. We got to live, and the children, you know, they get so stir crazy in the house. You just cannot keep the kids in the house because they will let you know, I'm tired, I'm bored, it's nothing to do. And not only that, they're going to eat up everything in the house if you don't let them out to burn up some of that energy. They will just eat, eat, eat. I feel bad for the people that are having to school from home, you know, have the kids, schools were closed, and people working from home and all that stuff. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when I return from this brief message. Don't go away.
If you're in the market for affordable transportation, come into Dublin Auto Sales. Getting to work, school, or around town every day requires dependable transportation, and that's what you'll find at Dublin Auto Sales. We offer in-house financing too, so credit is never an issue. See Wayne Kemp or any of his friendly staff, Billy Topping, Alan Fields, and TJ DeRochi. Look for Dublin Auto Sales at 606 East Jackson Street and 511 North Jefferson, where you'll find a great deal. Dublin Auto Sales, affordable transportation you can count on.
And I'm back with TV 35. I'm your host, Carolyn Walker. And I was just talking about the kids being at home. Oh my goodness, you can imagine how you have had to learn to be creative with them and in the house, and just, you know, not used to being at home, and trying to educate them of how important it is to be safe and how things have changed, and that they too have to do the social distancing, learn to wear their masks, using hand sanitizer and or soap, you know, just plain soap, and constantly washing your hands. I'm telling you, my hands should be a pair of the cleanest hands in the world, because I'm already kind of OCD. So if you're that way, then you have no problem consistently washing and sanitizing your hands. So we have to teach the children that, because they need to learn that this is the way of the world now, and we don't know when it's going to end. And it's not a bad practice, tell you the truth. It cuts down on germs, and I'm sure colds and all of the little stuff floating around. If you teach them early how to wash their hands and be careful and do the social distance. And a lot of them think it's fun when they're out. I listen to them in the stores and stuff, and if their parents are even too close to the person, they say, "You're too close, you need to get back. Here's the line." I think that's so cute, but kind of sad at the same time. But it lets you know they're paying attention and they're learning. So yeah, take them out at Southern Pines this weekend and celebrate Juneteenth. And I did a little research on Juneteenth to let you know what it's all about. Let's see, I got it all scribbled here. It's an abolition of slavery. And in 1863, President Lincoln drafted the Emancipation Proclamation and allowed black soldiers to serve in the Union Army. There on June 19, 1865, U.S. Major General Gordon Granger read aloud General Order No. 3 in Galveston, Texas. And now, as a result, the U.S. observed June 19th as a national holiday. So it's actually the day that the slaves were, set free. The war was over, and so here we are. What more can I say? Then Saturday, June 27th at 8 o'clock a.m., 2020 Teen Challenge Dublin Golf Tournament will take place at Riverview Golf Course. So mark your calendars, or if you're participating in that, it will be Saturday, June 27th. Dublin Golf Tournament held by Teen Challenge at Riverview Golf Course. And the Patriots Park Raceway, join us at Patriots Park Raceway this Saturday, June 20th, for Military Appreciation Night. All active military and veterans pay only $5 for grandstand entrance with military ID. Pits open at 4, grandstands at 5. Grandstand entrance is only $10 for adults. Kids 6 and under get in free. And don't forget, all active military and veterans pay only $5. That's this Saturday at Patriots Park Raceway. So get out. It's still some fun things going on, and I can't emphasize how much you just have to be careful and do the social distancing and wear your mask. And just go out, don't become a prisoner of your home. I certainly haven't stopped going out doing the basic. Now, I'm not out trying to find all kind of stuff to, get into, but the things that I find of interest, yeah, I put on my stuff and I go out and do what I got to do. And, there are food drives going all over the city at different times, and the connecting counties. They're doing amazing food drives because, people are suffering now. They're not working, and, there's some of them still haven't started drawing their unemployment. And I understand that's really, becoming a problem. So there are various counties in Lawrence County. We just did one the other day here. And so make sure you try to keep up with the food drives. And if you need food, get out and go out and pick you up some bags of food. I understand there's some pretty good items in those bags. So don't be shy to go out and get some of that food, because when you got all those kids at home, you need extra help, okay? I'm going to pause for another brief commercial break, and I'll return shortly.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
Go by your American Red Cross. They are in dire destitution for blood, because so much going on and people are ill and with this coronavirus and all, and blood is definitely in need. So if you want to donate, find your local American Red Cross and you can call them. That number is 478-275-1754. 478-275-1754 if you want to donate some blood, and they will give you all of the information that you need to do that, and the location as well. So give them a call, 478-275-1754. And be careful. I see we had a fire in the paper, and be careful. Make sure you have your fire alarms and that they're updated and the batteries are good, because, it's dry season, and even though we're getting a little rain here and there, but make sure you have your fire alarms and that everybody is aware of the procedure. You have a routine that where to meet and all of that in case of a fire. So teach your children, what the importance of when they hear a fire alarm. They need to get out of the house rapidly and very quickly. Also, be careful of scams. Can you believe there are coronavirus scams going on? I don't know what they entail. I just heard that there are coronavirus scams. What kind of scam? What would you scam somebody about at a time like this? I'm telling you, evilness lurks the land in any method and way that it can. It never stops. It has no sympathy, no empathy. You just have to know what's going on, and you need to know the difference. Also, make sure you give donations, not only at the American Red Cross for blood. Make sure you give donations. They need all kind of stuff, water, canned goods, things for people that are in need. And not only American Red Cross, you got the Salvation Army, United Way, Lawrence Baptist Association. These are organizations that give back to people, especially in times like this. It's just, so much going on. People need stuff. They're out of work. And, we just got to lock in now and help each other. If ever we needed to be a team and work together, it is now. And as I said earlier, I don't even know or see, I don't think anybody knows when this thing will end, actually. So, people are hurting. They really are hurting. And we just have to stay prayerful for one another and just stay strong as you can. Be encouraged. It's not over. So, Quality Food Safety Supervisor, Sunshine Mills, Inc., is looking for a Quality Food Safety Supervisor. So, if you are interested in this position, you need to go to sunshinemillsinc.com or go to your Department of Labor. Go by there if they're open. I don't even know if they're open. Like I say, everything's virtual. So you might have to go online and look for this, Sunshine Mills, Inc., and they're hiring or looking for a Quality Food Safety Supervisor. There's quite a lengthy ad here, and requirements are a bachelor's degree in a science field. But look online and see what that's about. And then the town of Catwell is currently looking to hire a full-time maintenance supervisor. So you can look online for that as well. That's the city of Catwell, the town of Catwell. Then the city of Dublin here is looking for a police officer. So you can go down to the Department of City Hall, 100 South Church Street, until 4:30 Tuesday, June 30th, and put in your application. That's go down to City Hall, 100 South Church Street, until 4:30 Tuesday, June 30th, and put in your application to become a police officer. And I'm going to just leave this with you because my time is almost up. Be careful what you're doing out there because you're being filmed. So don't ever think that you're not being watched when you even might entertain doing something wrong or illegal. You're being watched. Cameras are everywhere. And if they're not set up on the poles and stuff, let me tell you, somebody walking by pretending they're on their phone, they are filming you. If they think you're doing something wrong, you are being watched. So always be careful. Do the right thing and it will follow you. So, cameras, everything is being filmed, and this is the world we live in now as we know it. And you either get on board or you get left behind, but I certainly hope everybody is adapting well. And actually, how are you adjusting and adapting to this coronavirus? Let me know. And we'll talk about that maybe next time. It's so good to see you, and hope everybody get out. And as well, this week is Father's Day. Make sure you don't forget these fathers, dote on them like we do our moms, and they're just as important. So love on Dad and get out and celebrate Juneteenth. There's some things still going on. Go out and, put on your mask and sit at a table way away from other people. But take your families out and have a good time. We cannot, again, be prisoners of ourselves or our homes. Life is good. Adjust, adapt, and enjoy. Have a great weekend.